Dr. Plant. I don't know where he went, but woo! I'm a little nervous after that one. So I had the privilege of listening to Mr. Dan Clark speak yesterday a couple times. So last night at 11 o'clock, I rewrote my story because I realized that who I am and what I am are different. So I'm going to tell you what I am first. First of all, my name is Sarah Funk. I am a mom of 4 daughters. Our oldest is a senior, our second is junior, then we have a 7th grader and a 5th grader, all girls. So you can say a little prayer for us, and my husband especially. 19 years, so applaud him. So real quick, I would love for this to be a little interactive. I only got 4 minutes, and that's really hard for me. Last time we said that I went 18 minutes, so we'll see how this goes. So can all the women in the room stand up? Awesome. So we're probably about 60% of the audience. Now you men don't feel like I'm discrediting you or discounting you, but these women, okay, so I think I'm to make it fair, if this half of the room will sit down, okay, this half of the room represents what the first 15 years of my marriage looked like. Well, the first, I guess, 14 years. I really struggled with hormonal issues, like the 2 women that came up earlier. I had 9 pregnancies in the span of 8 years. So our 4 daughters, all of them, a lot of people are like, that's a big family. I'm like, you should have seen it if I had all 9. But we miscarried 5 times. My body was unable to, had a hard time carrying babies. This half of the room represents the amount of women in this world that struggle with the same things that I struggle with. So keep that in mind. So you guys ladies can sit down. Thank you. So my health journey would actually take the amount of time that we're giving Dan Clark later. And you don't want to hear about how many health problems I had before I was introduced to Isagenix. It would just take up too much time, and you might want to go take a nap afterwards, and then you might have no motivation to stay the rest of the day. But if I could have my husband explain in his own words, 3 years ago, this past October, he came to me on the last day of our fall break, and he said, Sarah, I don't think I can do this anymore. And it was obviously unexpected. I'd spent the first 14 years of our marriage either in bed or in a hospital, at a doctor's office. I was sick and with no hope of getting better. My only option was to have a total hysterectomy, and so I thought that was the easy way out, and that's what I chose. That caused more problems at 36, hormones up and down. So he came to me after 16 years of marriage and just said, I'm not tired. I'm tired of being your caregiver. I'm tired of raising our kids by myself. So this past October 14th, you would have found me driving out to a home that we put on the market. We gutted it, redone everything, and put it on the market here in Kentucky, probably across the nation. The market was hot. It was a good time to sell. So October 14, 2020, I was driving out to the house every day like I always had to sweep, because we had multiple showings every day. So in between, he was out of town. I was at home with all 4 girls. It just took some time to go out there. But this trip was a little different. Our oldest daughter struggles with suicidal thoughts. Just about 5 weeks before this day, she would come to us with a plan to end her life. And so here I am with a marriage that's falling apart. My 16-year-old daughter doesn't think she's worth living, that she doesn't have a purpose in this life. And so, brilliant Sarah goes out to the house and comes up with a plan for herself. And I haven't shared this part with my team because my husband has never been with me, but he's here today, and I've told him, and he gave me permission to share this. But I had my sleeping pills with me and drove out to the house, and I knew that because we were showing it, he was out of town, somebody would find me. So I went to the house and opened the garage. and just decided to pull in, take a few sleeping pills, and just go to sleep. I wanted to see my dad again. Sorry. The only thing that kept me going was seeing my 16-year-old daughter's face at my funeral. The one that I had been telling was worth living for, that was valuable, that was loved. And here I was in the same situation, and I thought, how could I ever have anybody explain to her that her mom didn't believe what she was telling her? And so I pulled away. I didn't even sweep the carpet that day. I knew I had some things I needed to work out, so I called my therapist and immediately got in with her. And 1 week later, my boss at work texted me and said, "Hey, Sarah, my friend invited me to do a 9-day shred, and I want you to do it with me." And I can't tell you except that it was the Holy Spirit that said, "Sarah, you need this." I firmly believe that God directs my life, and I try to follow Him. And in this situation, this was Isagenix. It was an opportunity for me. Now, I've had every diet book under the planet. We have a whole library full of diet books, so I had zero expectations. But I started the 9-day shred, and by day 3, I saw a huge difference. But you know, when you get into something and you start to see results and you're excited, you're like, but maybe nobody else sees. So day 3 for us is a cleanse day, and I was starting to feel more energy, and I'm starting to feel more positive. But on day 4, and I just remind you, I lived 10 years in the bed, basically. Every weekend my husband would take my girls out hiking, I'd be in bed. On day 4, I was up at 6 a.m. making pancakes for my girls for the first time in years. I can't tell you the last time I made a meal, a homemade meal. And my youngest said, "Mom, are you okay?" I said, "I'm more than okay." She's like, "I can tell." And for her to look at me and see a difference at 10 years old, I said, there's something to this. And I told Chris and Lindsay, and Paige actually on our team, she says that I don't know what it is in Isagenix, but something healed my body. From day 4 moving forward, my depression was gone. I had more energy than I had in the previous 10 years combined. And I was excited, but I was also challenged, because I said, if I'm like 50% of the women in this world, there's other people like me that are struggling. And so I'm obligated, as an introvert even, and I love to share my story, because I'm here today. I firmly believe this. I'm here today because God prompted my friend to say, and she didn't know what was going on because I didn't tell anyone. She was prompted by the Holy Spirit to ask me to do a 9-day shred, and it changed my life. So 1, never underestimate who you offer the opportunity to try these products to. I make about $18,000 a year doing ministry at our local middle school. I consider it a ministry because you don't get much money, but I love my job. I love to pour into the kids, the teachers. I love to be an encourager. So to end, I want to answer Dan's question. He said, "Who are you?" And yesterday I said, "I'm a mom. I'm a wife." He's like, "No, that's what you do." So who am I? I'm resilient. I'm confident. And I wrote down a list. As I said, I have peak. I was hoping I had it memorized. I'm motivated. I'm so motivated, you guys, because I know where I came from. And if you knew me from where I come from, you wouldn't believe that I was up here. I'd probably still be sleeping. I'm resilient, and I am significant. And each one of you in here have that story to tell. So thank you for listening. I challenge you, if you're new to like the Isagenix part of the products. I'm now, like Chris said, I'm a firm believer in I drink the Moringa every morning, the XM Plus. I have to show my patch. I wear the CBD patches after being in postmenopause, I struggle with tons of pain, and this is one of the products that really, really helps me live through the pain of getting older. So thank you guys so much. I hope you have a great rest of the day. Thank you for your time.